We staan hier bij Franse kunstenaar David Benqué. Hij woont en werkt in Londen en presenteert hier Acoustic Bottany. So, David, what is Acoustic Bottany about?
Well, it's about using a kind of fantastical story about engineering plants genetically to make music as a way to explore our aesthetic relationship with nature and how we've been modifying nature for centuries for not only for our needs but also for very irrational aesthetic desires.
Yeah.
So this story is a way for me to engage with scientists and a wider public about this area of our kind of relationship with the nature around us.
Yeah, and so what we see here suggests that you would not only be able to look at a garden but also listen to it.
Yeah, so it's suggesting that we would, or that we could, lay out a garden according to acoustic rather than visual aesthetic, which is the case like we do it now.
Yeah.
But by shifting the kind of sensory experience, it's a way to make some of the things more tangible and more to explore them.
Okay, and which plant manipulations do you then suggest? Which techniques are used?
The most advanced one that was explored in most detail with the scientists is a singing flower. So it's using agrobacterium parasites to create kind of balloon-like or bagpipes, if you like, within the plant structure. So this is the kind of thing, and also using parasites is an interesting thing because when parasites produce an aesthetically pleasing outcome, we don't call them parasites anymore. And all this kind of tension was interesting to me.
Yeah, and you mentioned when we talked before as well that there were, you positioned this work also in sort of a history of plant manipulations, right?
Exactly, so some of the things that interested me was the where we put the line of what we call genetic manipulation and the sometimes moral issues that it raises, whereas we have effectively been modifying nature and changing genes of plants ever since we started doing agriculture. So these kinds of things were very interesting to me. Things like grafting, for example, is a very kind of brutal practice where you cut things and stick them into other things. But this is so ingrained in our culture and the way
accepted already.
It's never questioned.
Yeah.
But yet when we start doing, I'm not saying it's exactly the same thing, but when we start operating at the molecular or the the gene level, people start to cry out that it's playing God and things like that. Whereas effectively we have been playing God, or like I don't like that expression, but we've been toying around with nature ever since we started being a civilization. So
And which experience would you like visitors to have with regards to your piece?
Well, I think there are different levels of detail. So the installation is more about laying out a garden scale and triggering the imagination about potentially walking in that garden, and then there is some images that are more detailed about the kind of science behind things and detailing some of the species more in more detail. So hopefully people would get drawn in and then also enjoy some of the more detailed things about how this could work actually.
Okay, great, thank you.